Okay, question 3, 8 marks. Refer to page 2 of the insert, compare the meanings and messages of the two artworks. So these are my two works on the left. I can see there, sorry, excuse my hand. Artworks for section A, question 3 here, and then over here obviously we go into section B. So I know that these are my two. Okay, let me set myself up. Okay, question 3, here we're talking 8 marks, so I'm thinking no more than 10 minutes, tops. I'm going to think about keywords and what the assessment criteria might be for this question. So page 2, I'm just going to highlight that so I don't forget. I'm comparing the artworks, that's what the question is asking me to do. And I'm thinking about the meanings and messages. Okay, so meanings and messages. Sorry, before I go on, firstly, I've highlighted the key points of this question. Again, the examiner knows that I've read it, knows that I'm focusing on what I need to do. Now, meanings and messages, I know that's the formal framework, so I'm going to focus on that in my response. Okay, so 8 marks, 10 minutes. Let me just adjust here. And I will have thought about this a little bit in my reading time. Okay. Okay. So I'm looking at the works. We've got 2 female figures, both are nude, both depict fabrics. So I'm going to focus on a key linking theme first. So, both Lucian Freud and Auguste Dominique. Painful long names, but that's okay. It's important that they're spelt correctly. Depicted nude female. How else can we reclining, because they're both lying down. Figures. The artists have used similar conventions to frame, because we're not literally framing, we're talking about sort of an imaginary frame. Actually, I'm going to change that to surround their figures in that both use fabrics. So keeping in mind, we're talking about the meanings and messages, so what might this actually mean? Freud has painted a bird's eye perspective. Little modesty evident. If the viewer is intruding. The woman I keep using depicted, is placed near dirty fabrics on a cold, hard floor. It's as if the hardship in her life is being emphasised. Now, the question is asking me to compare, so I need to show the examiner that I'm comparing, and I'm going to do this using comparative language. So it's as if the hardship in her life is being emphasised. Whereas Ingris paints his female nude amongst, let's get some adjectives in here, plush, regal coloured fabrics, making her appear comfortable, important, and wealthy. The figure appears at the viewer over her shoulder, keeping her modesty intact, as if she is in control and possibly keeping a secret. Okay, again, I could write for days, but I've used the space I've been given. That's all I want to see. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to read back over it. So, both Lucian Freud and Jean-Auguste Dominique Ingres have depicted nude female reclining figures. The artists have used similar conventions to surround their figures in that both use fabrics. Freud has painted his figure from a bird's eye perspective, little modesty evident. It's as if the viewer is intruding on a private and vulnerable moment. The woman appears poor, unwell, as she is placed near dirty fabrics and on a cold, hard floor. It's as if the hardship in her life is being emphasised. Whereas Ingres paints his female nude amongst plush, regal coloured fabrics, making her appear comfortable, important, and wealthy. The figure peers at the viewer over her shoulder, keeping her modesty intact, as if she is in control and possibly keeping a secret. Oh, I've done something funny to my... Oh no, here we go. So I've got 2 minutes 50. I'm actually really happy with that. So I've used comparative language, and I'm saying whereas. I've talked about the meanings and messages. I've talked about evidence in the work, fabrics, figures, looking over a shoulder, on the cold, hard floor, and then gone on to explain what I think that might mean. So references to poverty, references to wealth, secrets, hardships in life. So I feel comfortable that I've addressed this question, so I'm going to stop here and I'm going to go on.